What up, what up, what up, what up? This Yashib in Israel trying to get it in one more time, one more night, one more day. Check it out. I do got a voice. You know what? I was just over there, just sitting there in the chat over there on Saneter show. I told you when he getting ready to go in, as long as I keep making him, he gonna keep doing his. So as he keep lying about Israel, I'm gonna keep telling the truth about Kemet. All right. Now, so there's a war going on here. Now, I made a video and I'm already ready for it. I'm gonna lace that goddamn chat out. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, so he got two Kemetic homosexuals on his show. One is an atheist named Khalid Armani, because he's not really Kemetic. You know, he was a former Israelite, but he's a homosexual, and he was a part of the Yahweh ben Yahweh sex cult. You know what I'm saying? And then you got the other homosexual, Shaka Ahmose. Everybody have known that Shaka Ahmose was a homosexual. You know, he's a Kemet. Everybody know Kemet is homosexual. So you got two homosexual men looking in the Bible for homosexuality, and all they can find is a misinterpretation of Jonathan and David. You understand what I'm saying? But yet and still, we talk about the evidence about the sacred letters. Okay? The sacred letters. Let's talk about this sacred letters. Motherfuckers playing with me. I'm sick and tired of playing with you Kemet niggas. Hey, look at this. We got the sacred letters of Kemet. Everybody look up sacred letters of Kemet. This is the evidence. I want you to sit up there and deal with the evidence, Saneter. The sacred letters of Kemet. We don't need you teaching us about the goddamn Bible and looking for homosexuality in the Bible. We need you to look for it in the Kemet that you teach, and why you keep avoiding it. Let's go look and see what the Smithsonian, a very credible magazine, has to say about the sacred letters. Fucking fags. When sacred letters was a sacred sex symbol. For nearly 3,000 years, letters was associated with the Egyptian god of fertility, Men. Today is M-E-N. Back then it was M-I-N. For its resemblance to the phallus, which is a penis, ladies and gentlemen. This is Annabelle Smith, right? Smith's a writer for the Smithsonian. Very recently, July 16, 2013. The Ptolemaic king stands before men and the Ithyphallic god of fertility, and offer him the Eye of Horus image by way of WordPress. Look at this. Men. All fucking men. This is the evidence. It's on the walls of Kemet. It's been there over 3,000 years, people. This is the evidence. Men erected in front of other men. Right? The most intelligent man on your platform goes by the name of Dr. Reggie. He tried to give y'all the alley-oop out of it when he said that Horus came from Greece. But you didn't want that. So you wanted to claim Horus. And you want to claim there's only one white man in the whole goddamn picture. 3 black men. And one man is erected in front of 3 men. 1 white, 2 black. Saneter, you got to explain this, man. The evidence is here, brother. The evidence is in front of our face. You can lie and say that y'all niggas not this, and you are. Right? Lettuce has been harvested for millennia. It was depicted by the ancient Egyptians on the walls. You can see it, y'all. They ain't lying. It was depicted by the ancient Egyptians on the walls of tombs dating back at least 2700 BC. The earliest versions of the greens resembled two modern lettuces, romaine from the Greek word romaine, meaning Rome, and Kos lettuce, believed to have been found on the island of Kos, located amongst the coast of modern Turkey. But in ancient Egypt, around 2000 BC, lettuce was not a popular appetizer. It was an aphrodisiac, a phallic symbol, a symbol of a penis, a symbol of a dick that represented the celebrated food. Now, this lettuce represented, this lettuce was an aphrodisiac, and it was a phallus symbol. The lettuce represented a phallus symbol. The lettuce represented a dick, which was the celebrated food of the Egyptian god of fertility by the name of Min, M-I-N. Today it is M-E-N. And it was the same thing as it was right here on the goddamn wall. Look at that. Ain't a woman in the goddamn picture. Man, y'all can't play these games with me. Let's fix this, because this ain't right here. Let's fix this. There ain't a woman in the goddamn picture. Nah. So let's get back down here. There ain't a woman in the goddamn picture, right? Now, it is unclear whether the lettuce's development in Egypt predate its appearance on the land of Kos. The god often pictured with an erect penis in wall paintings and reliefs, also known as the Great of Love, as he is called in the text of Edfu Temple. The plant was believed to help the god perform the sexual act of untiringly, to have sex all goddamn night with a man, right? Ain't no woman in a goddamn picture. Look at this. Ain't a woman in a goddamn picture. It ain't a woman in the goddamn picture, y'all. Have sex untiringly. Look at this crazy sick shit. And you want to compare this to a Bible text? Brother, we got scholars. Don't no scholar. You don't take a scholar to look at this homosexual shit, man. I'm just going to keep it raw dog, bro. Any dumb fool can see this is nasty, ungodly, wicked, unmanly, unnatural. Anybody can see that. Any retard can see that. You don't even have to read. You could be dumb, dyslexic, and don't even know how to fucking read. You only have to know how to read English. You don't know how to read Arabic. You don't know how to read Hebrew. You don't have to know how to read the Metanetter. You can see fags, homosexuality on the goddamn picture. The afag be me. When I say fag, I'm not talking about the homosexuals in America. I'm talking about the afag be me. Right? That's what they call themselves, right? Now let's get back down to reading this sick shit, right? Salima Ikram, professor of Egyptology at the American University in Cairo, who specializes in ancient Egyptian food, explains min part in lettuce history. Over 3,000 years, role did change, but he was constantly associated with lettuce. Ain't that something? Gay lettuce, homosexual lettuce of men. The first of these depictions appeared around 1970 to 80 BC in the White Chapel of Senusret 1, right? Remember that. Remember, y'all, the White Chapel of Senusret 1 from 1970 to 1980 BC, right? Remember that. when they try to act like it didn't happen. Take their ass right there to the place and time, right? 1970 to 1980 BCE, and take their ass right there to the Whitechapel of Saneter, one, right? Though there may be earlier examples, Ikram says that there's earlier examples of this homo activity going on. Look at that. Look at this man right there standing straight out there. Y'all like looking at that. Praise God. Fucking sissies. This relief was the funerary temple of Ramses III at Medinet Habu, depicts the festival of men, image courtesy of fakir used at Karian for you, for something like that. Right there, y'all can read what the fuck it says, shit. This relief from the funerary temple of Ramses III at Medinet Habu, for example, depicts men's harvest festival at the center of the statue of men. Behind him, a procession of priests hold a small garden of lettuce. Gay lettuce. Yeah. They want you to do it all night, Pharaoh. Men is also depicting wearing a long red ribbon around his forehead. That's what women do today, ain't it? Right? Ribbons around their forehead, right? The same say represents sexual energy. No, that a man wearing a ribbon around his goddamn forehead represents gay. It represents homosexual. It represents beta, fag, right? One of the reasons why I associated the lettuce with men was because it grew straight and tall. An obvious dick, a phallus, a penis symbol, Ikram says. But if you broke off a leaf, it oozed a sort of whitish, milky substance. Basically, it looked like semen. When the butt of the modern romaine lettuce is cut off, a similar substance oozes from the lettuce and gives it a bitter flavor. You want your hamburger extra lettuce on the bun, right? Beef, bun, lettuce. Kemet. The Big Mac. Fucking sissies. Lettuce's scientific classification is Lactuca sativa. It derives from the Latin word for milk and shares the same root as lactose, the sugar enzyme found in dairy products. ED. Corrected. Thanks for the feedback from reader Joel Finkel. While we're talking etymology, raw lettuce dishes known as herba salata, salted greens, gave rise to the English word salad, salata. While Jay Grimson's vegetable book provides further options for what the lettuce milk of the ithphalic, the ithnic, the ithi-penis god of increase may represent. Lettuce was sacred to him because of the straight vertical surge of their growth. Milky juice they exude, which could be taken as a symbol of mother's milk or semen, sperm, nut, kemet, homo, I fag be me in gay kemet niggas. Ancient Egyptians used the lettuce differently than those who would come later. The lettuce had a greenish blue color and were often removed from the plant due to their bitter taste. Instead of being part of the meal, the seeds from the buds of the flower were harvested and pressed into natural oils, which were used for cooking, medication, and even mummification. Lettuce oil was a standard in the Egyptian materia letica and even today used as a traditional remedy for hair regrowth. But lettuce was used for this in the minds of the Kemetians, right? The Greeks and the Romans later popularized the leafy veggies as an appetizer during the 81 to 96 AD reign of the Domitians. When they first introduced the set order of courses, the meal included a salad at the beginning to stimulate the appetite and also at the end to encourage digestion. According to the author Gil Marx, it was still considered a medicinal gold mine by the Greeks and the Romans, but for a different reason than the homosexual Egyptians. They depicted it, helped people sleep under Domitian rule, as the story goes. The ruler would force his guests to eat lettuce before the meal so as to make them struggle to remain awake for the remainder of the visit. Another interesting lettuce-related story in ancient Egypt, not for the faint of stomach. In Egyptian history, there are many battles between the Egyptian deity Horus and Set, the god of the desert, though the argument was usually over which of the two had the rightful claim to rule Egypt. One rather odd battle involved lettuce. According to Papyrus Chester Beatty I, as interpreted by Ikram, Set at one point tries to overpower Horus. When they want to talk about the translation, we talk about the translation by the scholar Ikram. Set at one point tries to overpower Horus by seducing him and then having intercourse with him. Set at one point tries to seduce Horus by seducing him and having intercourse with him. Set at one point tries to overpower Horus by seducing him and having intercourse with him. Horus tries to place his hands between his legs, catches Set's semen, and throws it into the river. Horus places his hands between Set's legs, catches Set's semen, his nut, and throw it into the river. Horus tricks Set back, basically spurting his sperm and throwing it into a lettuce plant. Ikram says, because Set eat the semen-covered lettuce in the eyes of the gods, Horus was dominant, at least until the next battle. Annabelle Smith, read more. Oh, I don't want to read no more of this nasty filthiness. Y'all niggas ought to be ashamed of yourself. There's nothing you can say. No gay, no straight man will ever read homosexuality into the scriptures. The only man that will read homosexuality into the scriptures was a gay man, a homosexual man, a man who's been molested as a child, or a man who has been raped in prison. Peace, shalom alaikum, people.